Hey guys, it's Minstrel. I'm gonna make a quick little video on how I like to personally filter water using my Sawyer Squeeze. There's a lot of other filters out there. Personally, I'm not a fan of them. Other people might call them garbage. I might on a bad day. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is show how I like to filter water using a few different methods. I've used the bag before. This is a little tricky at times, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to filter into this, not through this. And I'm also going to show you how to filter using Cnoc and what I like to do for the Cnocs as well. So let's get to it. Okay, I want to introduce you to the filter. I use the Sawyer Squeeze. It has an amazing flow rate, so it can filter a considerable amount of water in a short amount of time. It's able to be backflush, so when it gets filled up with gunk or sediment or other things, you can flush the backup into it and restore its original flow rate, or something at least close to it. And it's also just kind of bomb-proof. It lasts forever. I used only 2 of these on the entirety of my PCT hike. And the one that I started with the PCT with, I had also used on the Tahoe Rim Trail and Wonderland Trail and various other just overnighters and 2 or 3 nighters out. So it's a bomb-proof filter, and I love it. What it does is you put dirty water into one end, and the other end out comes clean water. And this isn't just like detritus and some gunk, but actual bacteria, Giardia, E. coli, Salmonella, things like that. What this is not rated for is viruses, but we don't need to worry about viruses generally in North America. So don't worry about that. And also most of Europe. I think you really only need to worry about viruses if you're in water areas in certain places in maybe Central or South America, but that's not what this is about. So look at the flow rate in the flow direction indicator. Dirty water goes in, flows through, clean water comes out. I like to use this coupling adapter that allows me to screw on a second bag so that I have to worry less about what we're doing. Now, what most people do is they'll attach a bag here and then squeeze that bag to push the water through. That's too involved for me. I'm lazy or efficient depending on the day. So I like to hang it up, and I'll show you exactly how we do this. So this is the Sawyer Squeeze, and let me show you now how I filter water through it. So the first one I'm going to show you how to use is the bag that comes with the Sawyer Squeeze. I really like this because it comes with the filter. You don't need something else. You can find these in pretty much every major hiking box along the PCT. Anytime there's a sporting goods store, whether it's a Walmart, well, I don't think Walmart carries Sawyer anymore, or Target or an REI, if that is in the town, you can find these in the hiker box. They come with the filter. A lot of people don't like them. I use them for the entirety of my Tahoe Rim Trail and Wonderland Trail hikes because they're reliable, they work, they're cheap because they come with the filter, and a lot of people want to save, $20, $40 not buying other bags that they potentially don't necessarily need. So when you're going to use this, though, it helps if you inflate it a little bit. The way I like to inflate it is, if I've been using it for dirty water, you do not want to put your mouth on it, right? So you can wrap your hands around it and then blow into your hand there, or you can just, either way it works. That's how we get it filled up. Now let me show you the easiest way to fill this if you don't have water coming down to fill it up. So we have the bag filled. The easiest way to start filling this is to give it a little support so the water pressure doesn't squeeze it flat again. So a little support from the sides, a little bit of squeeze. You can get the nozzle just halfway under the water, so the air has a place to go out, and then just scoop. And once it starts getting enough water, then you can start filling it up this way. Yes, this does take a while, and this is why a lot of people like the Cnoc bags. It's a giant pain in the butt, but it works. I've done it a lot. I've gotten gallons and gallons and gallons of water out this way. And you can see that we're already starting to get a good amount of fill here. That's it. If you don't fill it up, if you don't fill it up with air, you might think that the water will just fill in and fill the bag. That has not been my experience, but you might get lucky. There's no perfect way for everybody. Let's move on to the Cnoc. All right, this is the Cnoc, and I want to introduce it because it's not the bag that comes with the filter. There used to be a little bridge here that you could hook. I used to use a gear tie, a big beefy rubbery twist tie to hang this from things. I put that under that loop, but you can see that that loop broke. I ended up attaching this. This used to be a piece of plastic cord that attached this catch here, which I'll show you what this does in a little bit. It attached this catch to the body of the actual bladder, and I've put this paracord on here to hang it with because I can't attach it here. This is all field repairs that I made because the plastic broke, this part broke, but in the end, all that matters is that it works. This is a water bladder. It has, I believe it's a 17 millimeter threading here, and this is what screws into the filter, and it has a cap so that it doesn't pour water out. And then over here, there's this slider that comes off of this, which folds over, and this is a nice wide mouth that makes it much easier to gather water from. It folds over, and then it slides back on. This cord is so that you don't accidentally lose this if you're washing it or something like that, because things are super easy to lose, especially out in the backcountry. I mean, how many times have you misplaced your car keys at home or your phone? Imagine if there's an entire world outside that you can lose whatever you absolutely need in it. So let's show you how to use this to gather water now. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to pull this off here. We're going to open this up just like that, and all you do is you scoop, and it fills up so much faster than the Sawyer bag. You see how fast that filled up? 3 swipes and I have 3 liters of water ready to filter. You fold it back over, slide the catch back on, boom, you're ready to filter. So the first thing I like to do is to attach the clean water bag, so the receiving bag in. So I just put it in, screw it on until it's fairly tight. It doesn't have to be super tight or anything like that. It's a little just gently finger tight is perfect. Ooh, welcome to Arizona. It's hot and I am schwitzing. So if I am using the Sawyer bag, the Sawyer comes with a mesh bag as well that you can use to hold things, including the filled water bag. So I like to do a gravity hang, which means I will take this bag, put the mesh pouch over it, cinch it up for the most part. Doop, 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 doop. There we are. Hello, friend. Now, I take the cap off, and then all we do is we screw this on gently. Now, there's a rubber O-ring in the receiving end of the dirty water side. If you tighten this on too much, that O-ring will deform and you won't get a good seal, and it'll dribble dirty water all over here, potentially contaminating the receiving water. Now you can see this is already starting to filter through, right? If I squeeze, it's going to go a little faster. And that is clean water right there. This is water that has been removed of the contaminants of this nasty little pond that has bugs and fish and tadpoles in it. Now, also with this mesh bag, we can take it over here, and I like to just hang it on something. This is pretty dry, so it won't really hold very well up here, but you know, you can see that if you just hang it up there, the water, it hangs. And let's pan down a little bit. You can see that this is just going to hang here, and while it's filtering, you can go eat lunch, you can make a sandwich, you can set up your tent if it's the end of the day, or if you just need a cool place to chill. it does the work for you. You don't have to squeeze like a chump. So let me show you how to get the Cnoc on there now. Cool. All right, let's get the Cnoc on there. Normally I would, just set it down on the ground or something, but I'm filming and don't really want to move a camera. So same story. You have the clean water bag on there, the receiving bag, and then you put it over the giving bag. It's like the giving tree, but dirty, and will kill you. And then there you go. You can see this is already filtering through. Easy peasy, just like that. And it's easy to attach something to the Cnoc bag here. You can see that I have the cord that I installed, and this is just cord that I cut off of my bear hang kit, and some paracord that I took over. I just cut off of a bundle that I had from, I don't know, old gear that I bought back before I got really into thru hiking. So all you need to do is really just jimmy rig anything that you really want to jimmy rig any way that you can, and then just clip it on, and then you have a gravity hang right there. Cool. All right, final step, because I don't like to drink directly out of the bladder. I like the bladder as a storage unit. This is a smart water bottle with a sport cap. This has been Frankenstein from a couple different smart water bottles, because you're gonna go through a few if you're going on a long hike. Maybe, I don't know. The sport cap fits nicely into this little nub in the middle of the Sawyer Squeeze for backflushing. This is why I like this. I drink out of the smart water bottle and I use it for backflushing. So every single time that I filter water, I do not drink from the bladder. I pour it out into the smart water bottle. Whoop. Helpful if I take that lid off. Just like that. Look how clear that is. There was so much gunk when I scooped that up. I would say you wouldn't believe how much gunk there was, but I think you would believe it. So there we go. 1 liter of water and a little left over. Cap goes on. Nice and tight. Flip that up for the sport cap mode. Sawyer Squeeze. Just put it on there, push down, and then I'm gonna squeeze this bottle here real hard. All that came out. Now what just came out, that very first river, that first bit that came out, I don't know if you could see it on the video, but it was bright green. It was nasty. That is what all the stuff that we filtered out, just like that. That's all you need to do to filter it out. Sometimes, if it gets really rough or sticky, you can give it a couple gentle, a little potch on its side, a little smack on its side, and then another, yeah, I got dislodged some more green goop. But it takes less than 1/4 of a liter to get a good backflush, and if you're filtering 3 liters, that's nothing. So there you go. That's how to get filtered water.